Hi, everyone. Dr. Frankie here today with you all. And it's Thursday, and I'm happy to be here with you. It's a pretty dark, gloomy day, and I don't do great with gloomy days. I love sun, so I decided, since it's so gloomy, it's the second day of gloominess, that I would wear something colorful to bring some light and sun into my day. And I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you've got some sunshine shining on you. And I'm glad that you're here today with me, tuning in. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm a clinical psychologist and a board-certified sex therapist and the CEO of Little Black Book and Little Gay Book Matchmaking. And I've been in the matchmaking industry basically since I was a teenager, just matchmaking naturally, following a calling and a natural gift that I have. But I've been the CEO of Little Gay Book since 2009, and I've been practicing clinical psychology for over 2 decades. So here I am, just wanting to share some really helpful information. I often take questions that folks submit to me via email, or they post it online in social media, and they ask me really important questions. And if they have those questions, I'm sure that there are other people that are wondering about the same questions, and I'm here to try to answer as best as possible to those questions and speak to them and help you better understand yourselves, understand others, understand relationships in order to live healthier, happier, fuller lives. So hopefully today's topic will be helpful to some of you, all of you. And if you are liking what you hear from me, please make sure to subscribe. And our numbers are growing, or my numbers are growing, which is really exciting. It helps me stay motivated knowing that people are liking what I put out there. So definitely subscribe. And if you think there's somebody else in your life that may benefit from what I'm talking about, please let them know that I'm out here, and share the topic with them. Share the talk. So you can find me anywhere online. Look up Dr. Frankie, Dr. Frankie Bashan, or just Dr. Frankie. And we are on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and so on. So hopefully you will enjoy what I have to share today. And if you have any questions, post below. Ask questions, any feedback. I love to hear it all, and I try to do my best to respond. So, all right, here we go. Getting into role play. Get lots of questions about role play. Imagine your partner could transform into anyone for the night, with any personality from any time, and who you can do anything you want with. Imagine you could be anyone, do anything your heart desired within that identity. Where would your fantasy take you? This is the promise of sexual role play. It allows us to show up to sex as a more vivid, maybe more daring version of ourselves, or fulfill our fantasies we see as separate from our real life, so to speak. But where do you start if you're interested in role playing, but haven't tried it before? Here's one place to begin. Why role play? There are a lot of reasons why someone might be interested in role playing with their partner, or even why someone who doesn't think of themselves as into it might get something out of role playing in a sexual context. First, and not to be discounted, playing pretend is really, really fun, right? Trying new things, finding a spirit of play, and engaging in mediated vulnerability are all things that make relationships stronger. And role play delivers on all of them. One thing often cited by couples who feel a need to spice things up is the desire to bring some novelty back to their relationship. As a relationship expert, Esther Perel, who many of you know I really, really admire and like, has pointed out the stability of long-term relationships offer security, but it loses some of the adventure and excitement we associate with new relationships or casual sex. Role play is a great way to recapture some of that novelty, both because you're trying something new, but because you and your partner are both offered the chance to be new people in completely new dynamics each time you tried a new scenario. Role playing can be even a way to ease into other forms of sexual play that you're interested in, but feel maybe intimidated by. It can feel challenging to tell your partner you're interested in BDSM, for instance, but can feel lower stakes and exciting for both of you to just try out a role-playing scene where you've been bad and need to be spanked, for example. So you're thinking, well, okay, this sounds interesting, but how do I get started? If you feel intimidated or even embarrassed by the idea of approaching your partner wearing a full costume or thinking about using a different voice during sex tonight, you aren't crazy. Totally normal. That would feel tough to get into the spirit of, right? But luckily, you don't have to. Like most things in life, it's easiest to get into role play if you start small and take things slowly, like baby steps. Pretending or playing a role face to face is maybe the most self-conscious part of this type of game. So you don't need to start there. Consider starting to explore role play through sexting. If you're flirting with your partner during the day while you're both at work, you can try out integrating some specific fantasies. The UPS gal just came through to drop off the new inventory. You'd look good in that uniform. Daydreaming about meeting you in a mailroom for a 15-minute quickie. And a little kissy emoji. Similarly, once you feel comfortable sexting some potential role play fantasies, you don't need to move things to the bedroom all in one fell swoop. Try integrating some light fantasizing or suggestions into your dirty talk. If you like feeling delicate or fragile in the hands of a big, strong, dominant person, you can play with building on that sex during sex without committing to a full role play scenario. I love when you toss me around the bed like that. It makes me feel like a helpless maiden being rescued. If you do want to try a full-on planned roleplay scene, it can be easier to start with something that's really just a light riff on your real-life relationship. Favorite scenario for many couples can be pretending to be themselves, but strangers. Planning a date to meet for the first time at a bar or a party, and then leave together for a faux one-night stand. Even just getting a hotel room for the night can provide the circumstances to make an encounter feel new and really exciting. And let you both begin to experiment with a new identity for the night if you feel like it. But you may be feeling worried that maybe you'll feel silly. It's completely normal to feel a little vulnerable when doing anything new in bed. And role play can feel like both exposing our most personal fantasies to our partner and trying to do improv at the same time. But a solid foundation of communication and building a bedrock of emotional safety with your partner can make these vulnerabilities feel so much less risky. You don't need to choreograph every role play scenario you could possibly want to explore. If anything, feeling like you're reading lines from a script might make the scene more difficult. But understanding why you and your partner are both into what you're into and why these particular scenes are something you're into can make everything much more intuitive. Many people role play scenarios like cops, student teacher, maid boss are based around power dynamics. Is that something that appeals to you? Is there a particular way you want to feel during sex that role plays could help you access? Getting to the why can help you feel less like you're stumbling around making guesses. And most importantly, remember this is something you're trying together as a way to better connect with each other. You aren't performing for a judgmental crowd. You're playing a game with your partner who already finds you lovable and attractive and who is willing to take the same risks of vulnerability you are. You don't need to worry about doing something wrong. You can focus on having fun and having really great sex. So give these suggestions a shot and please let me know how it turns out for you. What comes up? Does anything block you? Anything get in the way? Any of your kind of preconceived ideas prevent you from actually taking the step to trying it out? I want to hear, and I'm sure others want to hear too. So comment if you like this, like it, share it, and so on, and I will see you all next Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. Big hugs. Kisses. Take care.